When most folks think of Cougar McKenzie, they think of his time at the University of Wyoming, when he earned freshman All-Mountain West honors, clearly distinguishing himself as the greatest college running back of all time. His career was cut tragically short by mad cow disease and/or overexposure to bovine testosterone, and after just a single season, he left Laramie to return to life on his family's ranch. He got lost along the way and found himself at a minor league baseball stadium in Amarillo. The visiting Midland Rockhounds saw the mountain of a man riding through the parking lot and quickly signed him to the roster. Cougar tried to explain that he had no idea what baseball was, but the Rockhounds were adamant that they could put him to use anyway. They squozed Cougar into a uniform, scrounged up a pair of size 19 cleats, and sent him to take the first baseball swing of his life against a real live pitcher. Cougar put wood to leather and smacked an absolute bomb, a 418-foot home run that some say broke the sound barrier. It was safe to say that the Rockhounds were pleased with their new top prospect. Cougar and his horse hopped onto the team bus and headed down to picturesque Midland, Texas, where they'd be joined by the top brass of the team's parent organization, the mighty Oakland Athletics. They were also joined on the journey by this left-handed loser, whose job it apparently was to throw embarrassing first pitches around the Texas League. The Corpus Christi Hooks were starting their secret weapon that day, minor league legend Spaghetti Eddie. But he was no match for the combined powers of Cougar McKenzie and science, brought to you by Mother Google herself. Ball don't lie, and neither does the StatCast. The A's leadership had seen plenty, and by the third inning, Cougar was on a plane to Houston, where he joined his new team in a battle with the Astros. The sound of 40,000 banging trash cans might have intimidated a lesser man, but Cougar was no ordinary human being. He stepped up to the plate, looked Kate Upton's husband dead in the eyes, and proceeded to remove the ball from its cover by brute force. He was off to the races, a bull in the proverbial china shop of Major League Baseball. The Athletics returned to their forever home at the Oakland Coliseum, where Cougar was determined to make a great first impression on the hometown crowd. Needless to say, he didn't disappoint. He walloped a couple of four-baggers, then added a three-bagger, a two-bagger, and a one-bagger as well, hitting for the cycle in his home debut. The A's then made a cross-country trip to the Sunshine State to take on the Marlins. Cougar was frankly a little turned off when the team forced him to participate in a video shoot that he described as a little mellow for his tastes. But he still gave it everything he had on the field. He loved South Florida. So much so that he went MIA and MIA, trading himself to the Marlins. To nobody's surprise, he was dropping bombs in no time. The fans loved him, his teammates loved him. He was the new Mr. 305. Dale. What followed was moonshot magic in Miami, a cavalcade of clout that surely represented the greatest baseball season of all time. His remarkable strength harkened back to an era when the game was more fun. He channeled the spirit of some of the greats: Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, Roger Clemens, Jason Giambi, Juan Gonzalez, Troy Glaus, Rafael Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez, A-Rod, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. They all had that certain it factor, something intangible that made them special. And Cougar McKenzie had it in droves. Cougar entered the final game of his rookie season tied with Barry Bonds' home run record. The stadium held their breath when he stepped up to the plate, and sure enough, he went yard. 763 homers was a mark many thought would stand forever, certainly not be broken in a single season, but no one had counted on Cougar McKenzie. He hit the Heisman pose as he rounded third, an homage to an award he had been robbed of in college, then unlocked his full potential and the power of flight as he headed toward the plate. Cougar McKenzie was a one-man glitch in the matrix. His teammates were ecstatic, mostly because they had missed the playoffs and it was vacation time. But Commissioner Bud Selig had other plans for Cougar. To avoid losing baseball's brightest star right before the postseason, McKenzie was forcibly conscripted to the New York Yankees. Cougar made his debut in pinstripes in the ALS, where he did his usual thing and led the Yankees to victory over the Cleveland Guardians. To accommodate a record-setting crowd, the championship series against the Maple Menace was played in the Polo Grounds. Cougar was not about to allow Canadians to win the American League, and what followed was simply beautiful. With Cougar at the helm, democracy prevailed, and the Yankees clinched a World Series berth. They'd be taking on the San Diego Padres, but at Cougar's request, the games were held in San Francisco so that he could pay fitting tribute to Barry Bonds. Cougar had already hit 4 long balls when he came up to the plate in the 8th and surprised absolutely no one by doing it again. Cougar McKenzie had elevated the Yankees to unprecedented heights. The Bronx Bombers were World Series champions at last. Cougar was starting to feel homesick, so the Yankees built a practice facility on his family's ranch. He appreciated the gesture, but he, like America, was really just bored by baseball. The Yankees refused to release him, so he made it clear that he would maim a pitcher if they didn't let him go. After a series of warning shots, it was apparent that the Yankees thought Cougar was bluffing, so he had no choice but to follow through on his threat. Bro, did you do that on purpose? You gotta get out of here. Sweet. Good luck this year, guys.